welcome to day 3 of our JUNEwary challenge 2026. We are having another teaching day today, but so that we can finish this first section of the piece. It is some elements that are similar and some that are new and different. I hope you have your pencil with you today because there's some fingering you're going to want to write in. Okay, so first of all, what I would like to do is play yesterday's into today, because this is like the answering part to yesterday's questioning part. So I'm going to play from bar 9 but through into today's. Here we go. So, similar parts coming in. So if we look at bar 13 and 14, we've got the triad. So we're going back to this G, same thing like we had before. The coming down like we did in bar 10. So I'm going to do open palm in my left to damp the 4. And I've got 2, 3, 4 in my top hand. Now, initially I thought, oh yeah, we'll just put our thumb back up to the F like we did in bar 10 and really concentrate on it being beautiful, etc, etc. However, let's look at what's coming up. We're about to go a note higher still. So this time, this F is actually leading us to the F, G, da, it's heading up, da, da. So I'm going to allow myself to come off there and put my 2 and my 1 up here. Okay, left hand's going to an E like it did before. Now, top hand, we've got 6 descending notes there. And again, initially, and don't write anything yet, initially I was like, oh, if I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that works really nicely in terms of spacing because I've got 2 close and a gap to the 3rd, G, F, D. And I can cross to my C, and then I've got C, B, G. And that felt quite comfortable when I was just doing the right hand. But then if you look at where it lines up with what the left hand is doing, the left hand's got a minim, it's the E again, like it has been in all the 3rd bars so far. And then it's coming up for a triad. Well, the top notes of an arpeggio is going up for the G, B, and E. So a bigger gap between the 2 and the 1. And it's a nice rolled chord. So we're going to go ta-dum, aiming for the ta-dum. Now, because of that and where that's landing, and because this is the first time we've had 6 going in the same direction in the top hand, I found that when I tried to do 1, 2, 3, 1, and then do this chord on finger 2, I was getting in a bit of a tangle. Partly in terms of really wanting to do this with where the thumb had landed, partly with the lining up of it. It was just not sitting right for me. So then what I did was I worked out, well, what if I give myself another thumb where that chord is going to land? So starting on that 3rd bar, this is bar 13, 14, 15, bar 15. I've got G, F, D, C, and as soon as possible I would have all 4 of those placed, and I go down. So I'm going to finger 4 on the C and my thumb comes to the B. So I'm still just changing note, changing 1 string away. And then I have 1, I'm going to go 1, 3. The reason I'm going to go 1, 3 is because of where I'm coming to next. It gives me a nice finger 2 at the beginning of the next bar, which is less harsh sounding than a thumb might have been. So the fingering I'm going to suggest that you write in, if you get your pencils ready. Bar 13 is the same as we've been doing before. Bar 14, you'll have the 2, 3, 4 on the CBA, like you did on bar 10, like you did on bar 4. It's got 2, 3, 4. But then I'm going to put a comma in the air above it to let myself know I'm not going to try and place that F that's coming. Then the high F at the end of that bar, I'm going to put a finger 2 on, and my thumb is going to get ready 1 higher on the G. going to practice the F. It's already nicer sounding than when I had to do the thumb on its own. Then, before I play my thumb, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 and 4 on, but they're not in a row. I've got a gap between 2 and 3. So G to F, D to C. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I didn't need to write the 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got the 1 at the top and I've got the 4. And then my thumb goes over to the B at the end of that bar. So I put my 1 on, written it in. And then I'm doing a 3 on that final G. This is the penultimate bar. And then 2 on the A. And then I'm going to put a comma after the 2, because as you notice, there's some grace notes. And before I tell you, how are we going to play those grace notes? Okay, so we're going to go 2, 3, 4. That's not the notes, Mary. It's B-A-G. And it's done like it's done on all the other ones. It's when we're heading down. The melody is going A, down to G, down to F. So from the A to the G, A, we're going to do the grace notes. And we're going to travel, and then an F. Okay? So, putting that together, let's see. The left hand, the beginning we're happy with, G to the B and D. Down to the F with our lovely open palm so we can damp. Closing it up, and the A and the C. And that actually comes sooner, 1. And then we've got our E. The top 3 notes of an arpeggio, so if you went E, G, B, E, but we get rid of the bottom one. And then our final chord, it's not too far away from where you were, so we've got the ta-di-am, get your thumb on the M, on the C, which is nice and red. Open finger 2 to the A, and a reach, not quite the octave, almost the octave, and then we go. Okay, now notice I described that chord from the thumb downwards, even though it's going to be a ta-di-am heading up, because if I go and then I go and get my D and my A and my C, I'm going to automatically end up more dropped, more closed in. My hand is going to be sort of curving away because I was trying to see where that landed. Whereas if I do my ta-di-am and then I just open up, C and A is dead easy because they're just a third apart. 3 strings apart, you've just got 1 string in the middle. And D is almost the octave. I can just let that open up. And notice now how much more easy it is for my thumb to be high, which allows me to do that lovely closing in shape. Okay, it would be worth practicing those 2 chords from the G, B, E. So think about where your thumb goes, open it up. Think where your thumb goes, open it up. And then gradually increase the timing between those. What we're aiming for. And again, that phrase, ta-di-am, ta-ri-um, ta-di-am, ta-di-am. I'm not the biggest advocate for going slowly through it and then trying to speed it up. You can. What I find with that is at some point you've got to let go of the feel of separate notes and acknowledge it as like the grace notes when we did the travelling, that we're going trium, and that's the important one. And then, yeah, all the notes are there, but we're da-da-dum, 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 aiming it in there. Okay, pull all of that together. Let's just look at those last 2 bars with the lead-in note in the right hand. So we're looking at the end of bar 14. I'm going to have our finger 2 on the F, that crotchet there, that quarter note, and our thumb ready at the beginning of the next bar for the G. We're going from there rather than straight on this next bar because we want to practice and then getting all 4 on. And again, this is a brilliant one to practice, maybe first looking, but can you place all 3 of those additional fingers, fingers 2, 3 and 4, can you place it as one move? Boof. And can you do it without looking? Yeah, because it's not 4 in a row. There's that 1 string gap between 2 and 3. Okay, and then you can play it. And initially you might do that and wait there, but you don't want to do too much of that because the piece carries on. It crosses over with your finger 1, so you might get as far as there, but have you got your 1 ready? Then we open finger 3. I'm not going to put 2 on yet because I need to get from the 1 to the 3 first. And now I'm going to let finger 2 come in. Okay, so let's practice that move together. Da dee da dee da 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 dum. Just the right hand playing those notes. So this is the last beat of bar 14. So we've got the F at the top and our thumb on the G. I want to make this note really beautiful. Okay, I'll give you a count in of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to start on these last 2 quavers, 2 eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Cross over, keep going, and then we come off. So you're trying to join all of that part together, and then you would get faster at it. And then see if you can do it without looking. And if you follow the placing rule, which is the direction of travel, rather than being tempted at the end there to put all 3 on and then having to remember that the next note is 3, not 2. Okay? If you follow the direction rule, then you can trust it. You can trust, and your brain knows, yep, I know what happens here. The next note that's on is going to be the next one. It's not going to be the middle finger because the middle finger's not on yet. If I put the middle finger on, I'm then got to say to my brain, you know that usual rule you have where they go down and they're all in a row? Don't do that one, do the other bit. That's extra processing you don't need to put in. Just follow the structural rule and it will work. Okay? There are places where we break it and we do that intentionally, and it can have a really good effect, but we only do it when it's going to add to the piece. If it's going to be to the detriment of our playing, we're not going to do it. Okay, lots to think about, but only small sections that are a little bit new. So you can work on those, join me on the play along, and then tomorrow is a rest day to pull everything together so far. Keep pulling it together yourself anyway, but there will be a video with it all tomorrow as well. Okay, join me on the play along. Well done.